The 2022-2023 NHLPA player results are unveiled. Let's go check it out. In this year's survey, there were 626 NHL players that took part in the 8th edition of this survey. So you may be asking, what is this? So the NHL players from each of the 32 teams were anonymously surveyed by NHLPA during the first 3 months of the regular season. The membership weighed in on 14 questions covering tons of on-ice and off-ice topics. The players were asked to pick the most complete NHL player, top defenseman, most impactful forward in a must-win game, which goalie they would pick to win one game, which player they least enjoyed facing but would love to have on their team, the player with the best shoe game, the best women's hockey player, and tons more. Let's go take a look at last year's results before looking at this year. So the way this survey works is it's broken up to two sections. It's the on-ice and the off-ice. So we're looking at last year's results right here. And on-ice, if you need to win one game, who is the goalie you're taking on your team? Andrei Vasilevskiy, pretty clear winner here. But interestingly enough, second place, Carey Price. So I'm not expecting to see him in there. Marc-Andre Fleury, John Gibson, who's, a great goalie, but doesn't play on the best team. And then Jacob Markstrom. I haven't looked at this year's edition, but I think Vasilevskiy may be the only goalie still on this list. Maybe Fleury gets the call, but definitely Vasilevskiy. The next one, if you needed to win one game, who is the one skater you want on your team? Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Victor Hedman, Alexander Barkov, and Nathan MacKinnon. That's a fair 5 players, so obviously McDavid will be in there. Interesting to see if he wins again. The best stick handler, we have Patrick Kane with 57% of the votes, Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Barkov, Johnny Gaudreau, and Austin Matthews. So you're seeing a little bit of repeats here with McDavid, MacKinnon, Barkov, and probably Sidney Crosby. The best passer in the league, they give to Leon Draisaitl, Patty Kane, Nicholas Backstrom, a really good one there, Connor McDavid, and Nikita Kucherov. We got, which player do you wish you can shoot like Ovi, Matthews, Laine, Pastrnak, Stamkos, Kucherov? I don't think they did it this year. I didn't read that, but if they did, Ovi's always going to be probably at the top. The most complete player in the NHL. So interestingly enough, everyone has McDavid being the best player in the league, but he's 4th in the voting. So Sidney Crosby, Barkov, Patrice Bergeron, we got Connor McDavid and Anze Kopitar. Obviously, the defensive game of all of those players are pretty damn good, is why they've been nominated. The arena with the best ice, Montreal with the Bell Center. We got Rogers Place, Edmonton. So the top 3 are all in Canada. They got Vegas, Minnesota, and then the Madison Square Garden. Which player do you least enjoy playing against but love to have on your team? Brad Marchand, of course, Connor McDavid, Tom Wilson, Victor Hedman, and Nathan MacKinnon. So a little bit of grittiness in these two, and then obviously skill in those 3. Victor Hedman's never going to be easy to play against. Who is the current best women's hockey player? Marie-Philip Poulin, obviously Hillary Knight, Amanda Kessel, Phil Kessel's sister, Schofield, and Sarah Nurse. So let's go to the off-ice now. For the off-ice, where's the best NHL city to spend on an off day? Vegas, of course. New York, Fort Lauderdale, Los Angeles, and then Tennessee. We got what NHL player can make it in another sport? Joe Pavelski, look at that. For golf, Anders Lee football, Zdeno Chara basketball makes sense. McKegg, we got golf, Clayton Keller golf. So a lot of these are golf. Skate golf, Reeves football, Nyquist golf, and then Lafferty golf as well. So obviously a lot of golf players there. Personality, what do we got here? So who has the best hockey player? Cody Eakin. Look at that greasy ginger mullet. William Karlsson does have beautiful hair. Eric Carlson, John Merrill, Brandon Tanev. Which player's the best following on social media? PK Subban is a phenomenal follow, I will say. Austin Matthews, Brad Marchand, again, a great follow. And then Jonathan Huberdeau. Which NHL player is the best role model? Obviously, we got Crosby, Bergeron, McDavid, Fleury. Which non-NHL athlete would you like to trade places for the day? We got Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Roger Federer, and Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is all of the categories of last year. So let's check out this year and see how everything stacks up. All right, over to this year. And the first question, if you need to win one game, who is the goalie you want on your team? Andrei Vasilevskiy for the second straight year here. the clear winner. I mean, Shesterkin, respectable with 4%. Marc-Andre Fleury still in there. Hellebuck, Sorokin. So 3 of the 5 are still in there. Actually, I don't remember if Shesterkin was, but makes sense to me. In a must-win game, which forward do you think would be the most impactful? Once again, Connor McDavid wins it. Almost 60% of the votes. But Sidney Crosby still hanging in there. 11%. Nathan McKinnon. Nikita Kucherov. We got Patrice Bergeron and then Austin Matthews. I think I can agree with that one. Moving on, who is the top defenseman in the game? Cal McCarr at 63.9%. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, I'm not arguing with it, but that is a high number. You got Victor Hedman, 11.4. Roman Josi, who I think is actually should be listed as the most underrated player in the NHL if they do that. Erik Karlsson, 3.3. Adam Fox and Rasmus Dahlin. Interesting that someone put Rasmus Dahlin. It must have been one of his teammates. But Erik Karlsson is definitely going to win the Norris this year. He's having an unreal year. But Cal McCarr, I mean, you can't deny that guy. He is an absolute beast out there. Next up, who is the best stick handler? And again, same winner. Patrick Kane wins this with 46%. McDavid, respectively, at 28%, but they definitely dominate it. Trevor Zegras is a good addition to this year. Nikita Kucherov and Nathan McKinnon. So it looks like McKinnon's almost in all of these, but he just never wins. The best passer, another repeat. We got Leon Draisaitl, Patty Kane right up there, Nikita Kucherov right up there, McDavid, and Artemi Panarin. The most complete player in the NHL. Once again, it's a lot of repeats here, but it kind of makes sense. You know, over 1-2 years, you're not going to see a lot change. But Sidney Crosby, most complete player. Patrice Bergeron, number 2. Alexander Barkov, number 3. Number 4, Connor McDavid, and number 5, Nathan McKinnon. Who do you? Oh yeah, Marchand's always going to win this one. Which player do you least enjoy playing against, but would love to have on your team? Marchand, 36.5. Connor McDavid. Matt Tkachuk is a new addition. Victor Hedman. And obviously Tom Wilson. No one wants to play him, but he is a great teammate to have, especially with that size and grit he comes with. But Marchand, always probably going to lead this one. McDavid's more of the skill aspect, why people don't like playing him. But Matt Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk, hopefully will be in here soon with him. Who affects the game most around the net? This is a new one, Joe Pavelski. So yes, definitely Joe Pavelski, one of the best tippers in the league. This guy, if you shoot it and he's in the vicinity, he's tipping it. And you got Chris Kreider, obviously scores a lot of goals from in front of the net. Matt Tkachuk, just the gritness. Anders Lee, and then Connor McDavid there. Who is the most underrated player in the league? Okay, I don't agree with this. How is Barkov underrated? He's getting paid like $11 million. They've been saying he's underrated for the past 8 years. To me, I don't think Alexander Barkov's underrated. Tage Thompson, definitely underrated. Mika Zibanejad, getting paid $8 million. People know about him, probably underrated. Aho, again, underrated. Braden Point, I would say probably perfectly rated. But Jesper Bratt, that guy is a beast and no one ever talks about him. A point per game. But most underrated, it's just not Barkov anymore. It used to be Barkov, but it's just not Barkov. People say he's a top 5, top 10 player in the league. How is that underrated? That's my thoughts on it. Which female hockey player would you most want to play alongside with? Marie-Philip Poulin, Hillary Knight, Wickenheiser, Amanda Kessel, and then Schofield. So about the exact same. I think Wickenheiser is the only new one just because current or past. Makes sense there. I'd probably choose Wickenheiser. Grew up watching her play. Which NHL arena has the best ice? Still Montreal. Edmonton actually comes in here with Rogers Place. The Canada Life Center, Winnipeg still in there, Minnesota still in there, and then Las Vegas. And it looks like that is it. Let's go to the off ice now. So what is the best NHL road city to have an off day? That's always going to be Vegas. You can't complain about Vegas. They probably also have a lot of issues in Vegas, but number 1 by a landslide, 31%, New York, Sunrise, Florida, LA, and Nashville, Tennessee. So I think that was the exact order last time as well. Not surprised with that. Which NHL player's best locker room guy? Look at that. The Flower. Marc-Andre Fleury, 3.8%. Phil the Thrill Kessel, 2.7%. Kevin Hayes, 2.7%. Jakub Voracek, 2.7%. Ryan Johansson and Nick Foligno. That's a new one. That's an interesting one there because there's so many people that are probably nominated. But the Flower takes the crown for the best locker room guy. Best shoe game. Here we go. Another new one. We got Austin Matthews leading the way, 9.1%. David Pastrnak, 3.4%. Clayton Keller, 2.9%. OEL, this guy's one of the best dressed, I will also say. 2.6, and then Pierre-Luc Dubois, and that is it. So what do you think about the NHLPA survey? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? Am I crazy for saying that Alexander Barkov's not underrated and that it should be someone else? I'll let you guys decide, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, have a great day. I'll see you next time. See ya!